Hello there, once again, Santon from Antonio Bay, and first and foremost, I finally found some place in New Mexico that sells Windsor Canadian. I know it's a cheap, bottom shelf alcohol liquor, but this was available everywhere in Nebraska, and I moved here to New Mexico, and to find Canadian whiskey is difficult, and to find the one I like has been almost impossible. I finally found a place that carries it, thank God. Other than that, I've been on a little bit of a, kind of a comic book buying binge. I've had some good sales lately, had a little extra money at work, and have kind of went on a little shopping spree because I don't get out much. Yes, I know I already have a shit ton of comics, but I wanted something fresh, something new, some books that I don't have, haven't had, and have been very jealous of. First off, a guy here in town had a little pile of comics, and I could only see about 2 books in the pile that just said 35 books, $15. Just come get them. And I had no idea. I saw One Lady Death in there, and I bought the pile, and I opened it up, and holy shit, I got an issue of Faust, or Faust, or whatever you call it. If you are not familiar with Faust, or any of Tim Vigil's work, it is the most horrific, gory perversion of art and animation you will ever see. I'm not like wild about that kind of thing or anything like that, but as a guy who is so landmark in that, I definitely wanted to have at least one of his comics, and I finally have a Tim Vigil comic, and it is Faust, and I am very pleased with that. This is a much more tame cover than a lot of them. And then another thing that was in there that I didn't see is Wall of Flesh and Other Horrors. If you are new to the channel, you don't know that I am a huge AC Comics fan, and I am always looking for Femforce books and stuff like that. This is an AC Comics Femforce. It's all black and white inside. It's literally about a living house that like absorbs people. What a horror show. I mean, it is messed up, but that was in there. These are the books that I did see that were in there. A couple of Lady Deaths, which I'm not like a huge Lady Death person, but the more issues I get, the more I'm kind of tempted to get some more. They're kind of interesting. They're very much Bad Girl comics from back in the day, and to get 12 and 13 for 35 for $15, that's like 50 cents an issue, less than 50 cents. It had Men of Wrath, which I don't know about. The lot had James Bond. A couple of James Bond comics. I am not familiar with these at all. 007. It had a Shadowhawk Zero, which I do not need this. I have like 30 from the inventory I just bought. Same way with Team Youngblood 16. I got so many of those. I didn't need another one. Gen 5, number 3. I don't think I have any of those, actually. Concrete. I didn't have, but I will always take an issue of Concrete. Some comic called Pisces. Now this was in the lot. Death Crazed Teenage Superheroes Die. I have the first issue from Arf Arf Press. I didn't know. I thought maybe it only ran one issue, but I got issue number 2. I was very excited about that. It had a Twilight Zone number 1 on the back, which I thought was pretty damn cool. This is a black and white 80s indie thing that just first ever all computer issue. We'll see. I haven't looked that one up, but that's pretty interesting. Rotten Ruin, something from IDW, which I usually don't give a shit for. Morning Glories, I have a bunch of issues of it. I've never read a single one, but they have interesting covers on them, I guess. Sable number 11. I thought this was cool. Aliens number 3. Just straight up aliens. And it's black and white. And that's badass. An issue of a comic called Butcher Baker, the Righteous Maker. An issue of Chastity. Like I said, I've been getting more and more of these Chaos comics. So that I was glad to see. Squadron Sinister. Simpsons 177. Bongo Free for All. Free Comic Book Day. Cheval Noir. This is number 33. I think I have several issues of this. They're like various artists doing short stories, if I remember right. Never Ending from Dark Horse. Another issue of Cheval Noir, number 32. Copy of She, number 2. G.I. Joe, the new Image stuff, number 14. Friends of the Max, number 3. I've gotten a couple of these. I haven't cracked one open yet, but if it's anything, you know, if Sam Keith drew it, I'm probably interested. If he didn't, then I probably don't care. Shadowline Special, I don't know what that is. An issue of Prototype number 11, which I have like so many Malibu Ultraverse stuff. I really didn't need any more. Doesn't really matter. It came with a lot. Mythmaker, don't know what that is. Dead Boy Detectives, not interested. Men of Wrath and Scout. That was what was in the lot. But I figured between a couple Simpsons comics, Chastity, I could pay $15 for this book alone just to get it shipped to my house. I've seen some of these AC books are like $10. An issue of Faust, definitely worth that. A couple issues of Lady Death, I'm like $15. Hells yes, I am ready for that. And then I've also just been doing some other shopping, comic book wise, and I picked up, because it seems like all these videos somebody has these, and I'm just tired of being jealous about it, and I wanted them. I finally got me some Art Germ. I'm not a new comic book guy in any way, so this is, you know, this is kind of out of the norm for me to buy new books. And these are definitely new books, but classic pinup style covers. I love that stuff. And of all of the Art Germ stuff I did, this is, Bubs pointed out. Bubs Comics was a big fan of this one. And I agree, something about the way he captured the face is just better than normal. Catwoman in her purple is just fantastic. I was able to pick up those two plus these two all in a comic lot for not whole much. And I was pretty sad because every comic book order that I ordered online, they shipped it media mail and they shipped it shitty. So I was kind of disappointed with that, but I was not disappointed with the comics. The comics were intact. Other comics I got that I ordered because I'm into this kind of stuff. I ordered a small lot of Dark Child comics because I don't think I have, only like one or two. So I picked up Painkiller Jane Dark Child because I am a Painkiller Jane fan. Glory Angela, which I think I have already. Dark Child Preview, Dark Child number 0, and they make some sort of strange problem when they draw her legs. You'll see what I'm talking about with this cover. Oh, no, what is that? What are you doing? Wildstorm, seriously. Most of the covers they did significantly better. Dark Child Spring Special, Dark Child Swimsuit Illustrated 1, Dark Child The Legacy 1 and 2. And it was just a small lot, didn't pay much for it. Just thought, you know what, I have hardly any of these. I really should. Because I'm loving this Image stuff right now for some reason, I really wanted to pick up a couple extra. Another comic series that I kind of just impulse bought, but I'm happy about it, is Trinity of Sin Pandora. I have a Pandora action figure, and it's just one that I bought. I didn't even know the character. I just love the figure design. It reminds me of so many old school, like the Shadow and the Phantom and the Blue Bulleteer and Ghost, and it just has some sort of classic 40s hero look to her. I really wanted it. I wanted to get a few, and they had a lot for like $10, so I got like 1, 2, issue number 3, issue 4, Trinity of Sin number 5, 6. Jumped to 8. Wasn't a full complete run. Really loved this cover. Just number 10. I really liked that. I just thought that was freaking awesome. Issue number 11. And finally, issue number 12. It was one of those things you gotta buy. I'm like, you know what? That's a good stack of comics for what you're asking. That's like $1 an issue. I will do that. Bring it on. And then another comic character I don't have hardly any of, but I know from their action figures, Lady Pendragon, and more specifically, Bridget the Protector. I have an assortment of action figures of Bridget the Protector. And these are some comics that they feature pretty prominently in, and they had some killer covers in these. More Than Mortal. I loved this cover. More Than Mortal number 2. I'm a big fan of Egyptian style and stuff like that. I love Betty Page as Cleopatra, and More Than Mortal number 1, Other Worlds. More Than Mortal number 1 and a variant cover, which I love very much. More Than Mortal Sagas. Sagas number 2. Sagas number 1. So you got Sagas 1, 2, and 3 there. I was very happy with those. You get a really nice Bridget the Protector cover right there with More Than Mortal Saga number 1 variant cover. More Than Mortal's Legends number 6. Truth and Legends 5. Truth and Legends 4. 3. More Than Mortal 5. And I haven't figured out exactly how all these go yet, but like I said, I'm just familiar with the character, and I thought I'm going to snag a few comics featuring this character to see what it's about, because all I know her is from the action figure. So I'm sure this is several miniseries put in a pile, and some of them I know are going to go together, and some of them are going to be like A cover, B cover. It's going to be a mess until I figure it out, and I have a lot of comics to figure out, but still. There's More Than Mortal number 2, More Than Mortal number 1, and another variant number 1. And like I said, I don't know, I'm not even a big sword and sorcery guy, but these just looked really good, and it's from a comic company I'm not familiar with, haven't seen before, have never read any of, so it was definitely something that I wanted just to broaden my comic book horizons. And that is definitely something that I've been trying to do with these purchases. This was a total impulse buy. I love comics with dinosaurs. And I got this set for like $4. Image Super Dinosaur. I don't know what it's about. It looks kind of stupid, but it's a kid riding a dinosaur and dinosaurs doing battle, and I'm like, you know what? That's not very much money for that. Sign me up. We're going to give it a try. So I get 5, 7, 8. Whenever you see a dinosaur in a spacesuit, you know, my interest is piqued. Super Dinosaur number 9. Super Dinosaur number 10. 11. And 12. And the very last thing I bought, I had alluded to it last week, is I finally bought me some Liberty Meadows. And it's not the original comic Liberty Meadows, it is the Image version. I'm okay with that. I really, really just wanted just a taste of this comic book, and this is my first taste of this comic, is Liberty Meadows by Frank Cho. And one thing I did not know is that a lot of these books have the staples in the top and they open this way. And that is a little cringy to me, I'm not going to lie. But for getting Liberty Meadows covers and just some work done by Frank Cho, who just does amazing. He just draws women so nicely. Issue number 29. Issue number 30. Number 31. Liberty Meadows 32. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this comic book, but I am excited to find out. Issue 33, and once again, these are top stapled, which is odd. Some of them I passed are not, but like that one is not. That one is not. So I don't know why some are and some aren't. I'm not a fan of that. But Liberty Meadows 34, finally 35. I think that about does it for all the comics I picked up this week. These have all just been just coming in the mail, and that's just it. I still have like too many comics to deal with right now that I need to sort, but I was glad to get these. Glad to share them. Glad to finally have some of these covers that I've wanted for so long and been envious of. And thank you other creators out there who make videos for making a lot of these comics aware to me. A lot of these I didn't even know about without watching YouTube videos with other people looking at comics. Thank you very much for that. That is my story. I will catch you guys later.